think we've seen all of this before, and the exhaust and everything we've done, that's still from last time we mocked it up. But there's a sneaky little thing down in here.
Who is this? Who is this? I will show thee. Now, you might need to go downstairs. Come, Stanley, come.
So what's that then, Ricky Bobby?
What we have there, Stanley, is a quick spool valve. No normal quick spool valve, water cooled, the H2O. Lovely. So what we're hoping there, with the big old Scania turbo, which has normally got 10 to 14 litres behind it, we're hoping, shut the scroll off, kick her in the backside, open the scroll, on the limiter! She's going to be good to go.
So you're running an open cast manifold.
Cast log, open scroll,
Yeah.
SPA manifold,
Yeah.
Scania, twin scroll turbo, quick spool valve.
We'll get some nice footage of that when it's out again.
And he's going to come off anyway, because...
It's got, oh yeah, because he only just dummied it up because he didn't actually fit it properly because he's not ordered the gasket.
I ain't got no gaskets, you ain't got no gaskets, you ain't got no stuff, you ain't got no gaskets.
So Ricky, you're going to run us through basically the exhaust side of the engine, of what we're running, why we're running it, and the decisions, why you made the decisions of what we've got. So where do you want to start? Do you want to start with the head? What head you've chose, or do you want to come back to that?
Yeah, we can start with the head.
Let's start with the head then.
Let's start the motor. First of all though, I suppose you need to know we are running a GE bottom end, strokered 3.4. No, we haven't put the squirters in it for many reasons. I spoke to someone we bought some bits off who used to drag race in the UK with a mid 7 second 2J bodied car, road legal car. He was running GE bottom ends, tried both, GTE and GE, GE with squirters, GE without squirters. Found the squirters didn't make a huge amount of difference for what he was doing. Only difference he found at full chat, without the squirters, he was gaining another 40 pound of oil pressure. That's why we chose to run those squirters. Right, cylinder head wise, we are running an original non-VVTi GTE, twin turbo head. Few reasons for this. One, in my eyes, it's a bit of a nostalgic thing. It's the original turbo head. It's not a mongrel or a hybrid. A bit like if you wanted to build a really cool street rod with an original Hemi in it, all iron. There's better ways, faster ways to go, but there's something cool about what you've done. Other than being cool, the bottom line is the GE wouldn't fit.
Obviously, when you say the GE, that's in the GE head, the non-turbo head, or
the
people are
Norman
now
has
using that because of the ports are bigger, yes?
Basically, if you want to go fast and produce power, your best bet now, and value-wise, full GE converted to turbo. The ports are ridiculous. They're huge. But there is a lot of other differences which caused us problems. Let's go and have a look at the motor. You'll see why. I'll pull the manifold over with me. First of all, let's have a look where number 6 port is, or number 6 plug. Right, let me line that up. Number 6 plug is here. But number 6, the last port, is here. I don't know whether this is true or not, but apparently there was a rumor when they built the 2J GTE, they couldn't actually fit it in the Supra, which is why, as rumor has it, why it's a bit hard to see because this head's been ported on both your collectors. The 2 center ports are nearly round rather than oval because the whole lot was squished up to be able to get it into a Supra. This worked in our favor a little bit. I don't have the GE head down here, it's up in the top workshop. I would go and get it to explain, but I think it's the hottest day of the year so far. I guesstimate it at about, it's about 127 degrees C out there, give or take.
That's quite accurate.
Yeah.
Give or take what, a couple of degrees?
No, actually, I take that back. Give or take nothing. It's
127 degrees Celsius
outside, and as you can tell, I'm the opposite of Aboriginal. The heat in me, this is Nick so good. So I'm staying in here. So if you don't believe me about the head, go Google it. I'm not going to get it. Right, but the GE head ports run evenly across the board, meaning number 6 port lands here, which doesn't look too bad at the moment. You go, well, that's fine, you can put up with that. I mean, look at all this space here. It does get a bit tricky. I'll drop our manifold on. Lovely, there's our manifold. With this E-type build, there was, and this may sound odd to you because we've cut it up and put a JZ in an E-type Jag, but there were some things we really didn't want to molest. Firstly, we didn't want a turbo hanging out the bonnet. We didn't want an exhaust out the bonnet, no horrible lumps. It had to come across as an E-type, because it is an E-type. Exhausts are tricky due to our framework at the front. It's very hard to get once the turbo's on an exhaust out of here anywhere and send it to the back.
Obviously, there's all the pedals and everything that go in
Yeah,
there
we've
as well.
got the
isn't there?
pedals
So
to go out. I mean,
still
this
quite a
is
lot
built up
missing.
about here. We thought originally about sending it up the sill, as you've probably seen in here before. Where the roll cage is, we are actually due to rules running double door bars, but our lower door bar is actually inside the sill. You can see it just sneaking out and coming back into the A pillar there. Right. So forget the sill. It's bad enough putting 2 white stripes on it and having people confuse it with a Cobra already. There was no way we were going to put side pipes up it. So here's our pipe, obviously without the turbo. This is where our 4-inch exhaust pipe sits.
Yeah, that is quite snuggly.
Okay, now check out number 6 port.
Yeah.
This is where we can't run a GE head. There is just one more thing to say while the manifold's on the motor here. Cast manifolds, a lot of divided opinion about them. This is why we're on a cast manifold, because of these guys. We've got room in this car where no other car has room. Where normal monocoque cars have got room, we've got none. We did try originally with the 1J. So many tubular banana bunch manifolds, it ends up being so messy, we literally cannot swoop it round any sense. You would nearly have to have it custom made and make it integral. It would become part of the car. You'd never get it out again.
Oh, it'd have to like wrap around the tubes
there'd
and
be-
stuff.
It would be nonsense. You've either got to go low, wrap it round, make a mess, or you've got to go high, in which case we're above the bonnet line. Pretty much our only choice with what we wanted to do was the cast log.
Right, so we've done the log and why we've gone for that. The wastegate
This is our wastegate.
is still the original from the last build, the 1J.
From the 1J.
Yeah.
Alright, why I like that wastegate is a V60 till non-water cooled. Basically comes from a bulletproof time. There's not a lot that can go wrong with it. It does the job perfect.
So you modified the manifold, from a smaller flange and welded that on.
Yeah, right. The manifold, even though it's a cast log, this is not a stock manifold. You probably already noticed this is on a T4 turbo fitting. This is a stateside, well, it says made in Brazil. This is an SPA 2JZ GTE non-VVTi manifold, which normally comes on with a flange twin bolt wastegate, which sat here. Hence the little flat spot here. This was part of where the original was. Didn't have one of those wastegates. Didn't particularly like it. Quite like the one I got. So we slapped her on. Quickly going from that to the turbo. Yeah, everyone's probably looking while gotta I'm sorry, I can't
Come on,
say
you
it.
can do it.
While we've got a whole set turbo with Scania
Yeah, we
rolling.
could cover that bit up.
Yeah, but
And we could just have this bit that says
Scania.
Scania, which is, well, to many, the name of quality, I would say.
Also, Saab, Scania Saab,
Yeah.
and let's go back to Group B. I mean, as far as I know, the most powerful Group B car they ever made. Good stuff.
Good stuff.
Why did I get it? A few reasons. The turbo I wanted was a Garrett, or the turbo I would have picked. Firstly, I can buy 5 of these turbos.
For the price of the Garrett.
Yes. Is this better than the Garrett? No. No. Will it spool as quick as the Garrett? I very much doubt it. But, like the wastegate, this is a good old-fashioned oil, non-water cooled, journal bearing turbo. Basically designed to do 500,000 miles on a truck at 4 bar with 44 ton behind it. But it is a bit agricultural. It is going to be laggy. It's more bulkier. The Garrett would have actually fitted a lot better without having to notch the chassis rail so much. But It's got Scania out on it. I mean, come on, we've got a sense of humour here. This is what we do. You've probably noticed something. Like I said, this is going to be a bit laggy. We've done a few things to compensate for that. Obviously, we've gone stroker. Pros and cons to that. I'm not sure if it was the right decision. As you know, a 2J is a square motor, bore and stroke. Perfect. Don't touch it. They work well. So I touched it. So now we're stroker. We're on a ZRP stroker kit. Advertises a 3.4, but we're probably about a 3.3 with the piston size we went for. And this is a bit of the drag racing coming out of us, that there is no substitute for cubic capacity. Because we're strokered, we're going to be revving a bit lower. You can't rev a stroker motor. So we've kind of, in my eyes, turned the 2J into a little bit of a truck motor. Low revving, more CCs. We're going to try and make it a big boost hungry thing. Like I said, to help with the lag, we've gone mill over valves. The head's been ported within an inch of its life. As you know, we're going for the icebox charge cooler. That hopefully is going to make the air so dense going in and so cool. Basically, we get more in there, more coming out. And to spool this up, we need more coming out.
So like you said, we might see an obvious difference. I'm quite good at that game, and I would say this hole does not match this hole. They look different.
Pardon?
They look different. This and this look different. This, they don't they? Did you not notice that? When you ordered them? Shall I stop filming now?
You're right. I'm yanking your crank. I'm pulling your plonker. Right. Oh, do so. This is part of our plan to get this old truck turbo spooled up a little bit quicker. This is another thing we've tried that so many people have got an opinion on. Normally based on something they heard down the pub or what they read on the internet written by someone who read it from somewhere else who knew a guy at the pub. I'm not really going to listen to your opinion unless you show me what you've done. Show me you've done it. If you can't show me, I'll try it myself. If it is a dumb idea, I tried something dumb. Wouldn't be the first time in my life. We wanted to play with quick spool valve. Quick spool valve kind of, I don't know where it originated from, but it's quite big in the States for diesel racing, drag racing, trucks, where all them Yanks have got their big Cummins, whatever litre they are.
They're big what?
Big Cummins. Giggity. One's Cummins.
Right, carry on.
Right, get diesel to go fast, you need to pump the compression through the roof. Fuel and compression, that's all you need. Obviously a turbo gives adjustable compression because you're forcing it in there. So these boys are putting bigger and bigger and bigger turbos in. Then they need to get them to spool. Diesels don't rev that hard. So what you do? They come up with the idea of a quick spool valve. Now, it's not like twin scroll. As you can see, this is twin scroll turbo. If you run a twin scroll, you buy a twin scroll manifold. The selected cylinders feed one side, the other selected cylinders feed the other side. Basically, so it goes into the turbo and works it at as best it can with what you've given it to work with. We've now got an open hole, which is basically very old-fashioned, pre-twin scroll. So fumes go in, all your gases, boost when you can. What they decided to do over there was shut off one scroll completely until it starts making boost. So you fire all your cylinders into one scroll to bring it up to boost quicker. The minute it comes on boost, you open a butterfly here. I looked into these. Not a lot of people have played with them over here. Can't really buy them over here. Stateside, they were ridiculous money for something that is so basic and easy to make. I nearly brought one in, and then I found someone over here who was making their own kind. That was Luke at Diesel Pump UK. I spoke to him about buying one of his, told him what it was for, and he said, hang fire, hang fire. Obviously, we're a petrol car, not a diesel car. Our exhaust temperatures are ridiculous compared to diesel cars. Why a lot of people don't like the quick spool valve is the butterfly is obviously on a spindle. This spindle can heat, it can seize, it can break. When it does break, it's only going one direction through your £3,000 turbo. Not this turbo.
Ah, not that one,
Not
another
this
one.
turbo.
One that would cost more.
Correct. So, he says he's actually developing a heavier duty water-cooled one. I said, okay.
So this is obviously going to take a while then if he's still developing.
He's still developing. I managed to get Luke to give me the overall measurements that fit between it. I think it was 25 mil. So while we were dummying up the car, we made a 25 mil plate so that we could start fabricating everything else. So when the quick spool valve turned up, job's a good one. Well, she turned up. Here is your quick spool valve.
Okay.
So, the idea is now, the body, the steel body, even though many people have asked me, is it alley? No, it's not alley. That would be dumb. That's stupid. No, it's not alley. It's just nice colour. Has been channeled. As you can see, it's been cross-drilled at the bottom. So we're running a water in and out through 3 sides of the quick spool valve. If I can hook this off here a minute. The spindle on this for the butterfly is ridiculously huge and CNC'd. This is a lot bigger than anything I've seen in the States so far. To break that, you're gonna have to be going some. It's got a little bit of float, obviously. You're gonna want to. This is gonna get hot. And we'll just piece it together a little bit. You can see what goes on there. As you can see, this one's got a few marks inside, as the turbo and everything, because today we've just been having a little bit of fettle up on face matching everything. So any edges that were hanging over, sharp edges, we've just been in. Give them a little.
Oh, you CNC'd them?
Oh yeah, we CNC'd them. Sorry, is what I meant to say.
Just a little bit of fettling, mate.
It's hot in it.
What?
It's hot.
Yeah, it's hot.
Oh.
Yeah.
Just having a little bit out of her. Just a little bit. Okay, so at this point, through the manifold, before we make boost, all 6 cylinders, bang, straight in one scroll. Get the boost up as fast as we can, I think the diesel boys do pretty much a very old-fashioned conventional boost pipe, straight from here to compressor housing. And obviously it would be run on gate pressure, whatever this is set at. We obviously want it hooked up to our Cyvex, so this will go to a solenoid, then to a boost line, solenoid controlled by the Cyvex. So we'll determine when we want to open this. And basically, when it comes on boost, away you go. Second scroll open, you're now twin scroll. The other clever thing, which doesn't concern us because we're on an open scroll manifold, which is needed to run this kind of setup, is not actually right. Luke has managed to make this a little bit thicker so that even if you have a twin scroll manifold, which would normally mean you can't run a quick spool valve, you now can. As you can see, the divider for the scrolls doesn't come right up to this face, and he's dropped the spindle back in a little bit and flared it off. So even if you're on a twin scroll manifold, the scroll that's shut, the pistons firing that side will still sneak through into the other side. Doesn't concern us because we do have an open scroll manifold. But anyone thinking, I'd like to try this, but I'm not gonna go and do another 2, 3, 4, 5, £1,000, £1,200 on a different manifold that's open scroll. Don't need to anymore. Try this one.
So what are you thinking, or what is Luke thinking that we may gain from that, as in RPMs to peak boost or whatever? How much do you think it will come down, or is this going to be something we need to find out ourselves?
A little bit. We're going to have to find this out ourselves. You can look it up online, see what other people are doing. A lot are saying, depending on your setup, how you've got it worked, it will bring your spool times down another 800 to 1,000 RPM. The beauty of that is if you can bring your boost in 1,000 RPM earlier, especially with a motor like ours, which we're not revving very hard, that doesn't just mean you're boosting faster, it means you will create more horsepower because you're generating boost earlier. So everything else you've put into it can start coming into play and working before your rev range runs out. So you will keep pushing forward. It's one of them, everyone's got an opinion on it. I'd like to think we can pull 1,000 RPM out of this, and we will try. When we put it on the rollers, we'll open the scroll, we'll map it with the quick spool valve, and on the same map, we'll disconnect it, open that scroll, see what it does. See if the horsepower is different, see when we're making boost start and peak boost at what RPM. Other than that, the last trick we've got up our sleeve, to get this thing to boost a little bit quicker, we might have to give her a squirt. Not of methanol, getting rid of the water injection, methanol injection, whatever you'd like to call it, whatever you've got in your tank, because we're going to be running this on E85 most of the time. So we've got enough methanol in there. Our injectors are big enough, our management is good enough to put in whatever we need. We don't particularly need the methanol to cool the manifold. Obviously, you'd normally put it pre-butterfly, hopefully, because with the icebox charge cooler we got, they're going to be fine. So, you hang fire. We went and got a carbon fibre NOS bottle.
Does that mean you've got to change them all the time now?
Well,
How much are we going to use?
Okay. We're going to use this probably for horsepower gains and anti-lag. But like I say, I got a bit confused because while I was thinking about turbos and boost and when it comes in, then I got on the twin scroll, then I started thinking about nitrous, and I think I got twin scroll and the NOS all mixed up while I was on the phone.
Oh, you're going to double it up to double up RPMs and horsepower. Is that what's going to happen?
I think I won too many ciders and decided if we were twin scroll, we'd run twin bottles. Apparently, that's got nothing to do with it. Damn cool though.
It is damn cool.
It is damn cool.
All right.
Cool.
Well, thanks for that insightful half-an-hour video, which is quite boring. But I'm sure someone on YouTube will want to watch that.
I'm watching. He'd be nice. He'd be nice. And he's he's. Yeah, turbo's lovely. She's spinning well away.
He's nice. That
I
is.
think that is how nitrous anti-lag works.
Oh, you just fire it
Yeah,
straight
you
in there.
just, and away she goes.
All right.
And suddenly I seem so much happier. There's a nice breeze about me. Yeah.